Good morning, everyone. We have to discuss the story that is coming out of Michigan, where reportedly there was a county that had went for Biden. Now it is overturned. It went for Trump, and they're claiming that it was a software glitch. A software glitch caused Trump votes to be counted as Biden votes, if you can even believe that. So let's take a look at the story right here. Here's the headline: A mess in Michigan. Glitch turns red county blue plus 138,000 sudden votes for Biden. If you guys don't remember, on election night in Michigan, around I believe 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, the news reporter said that, okay, we're done counting ballots for the night. We're going to go back and we're going to restart counting ballots at, I believe, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So you'd expect no changes to happen between then and when they were supposed to start recounting at 10 a.m. And what happened? Around 4 a.m., you have 138,000 votes. Pretty much all for Biden. If you look, yeah, I'm sure everyone's probably seen that graph because it has been on every single social media platform. It kind of went viral, where you have a red line representing the Trump votes, and then you have a blue line representing the Biden votes. And they're both going up and up and up, with Trump just a little bit ahead of Biden, and then Biden goes like this, just a straight vertical line, a huge infusion of 138,000 sudden votes, in which they call a reporting error in this article. But here I want to look further in to what had happened with this reported software glitch that was counting Trump votes as Biden votes. And if this is the case, was this software being used elsewhere in other counties? So here, we'll take a look. So officials in Michigan are taking a closer look at skewed election results in Republican-heavy Atrium County, located in the northern part of the state, that could add roughly 5,000 votes to the totals for President Trump and Republican Senate candidate John James. And that's just the beginning of the problem that could involve dozens of other counties. So there's already saying that many other counties could be experiencing these same issues. The Detroit Free Press reports Atrium County Clerk Cheryl Guy, a Republican who ran unopposed and won a third four-year term Tuesday in strongly GOP county, said results on electric tapes and a computer card were accurate, but then it appeared that results were somehow scrambled after the cards were transported in sealed bags from township precincts to county offices and downloaded onto a computer. So let me understand this correctly. The results are printed onto a card. So what I'm picturing is a card with the name Donald Trump, with a number of votes, with the name Joe Biden and a number of votes, and somehow these results were scrambled. No. Just explain that to me. Explain how print on a paper, Trump vote number, Biden vote number, somehow just gets scrambled. I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist here, but my personal opinion, it just seems that there is nefarious activities happening behind the scenes here, because printed ink on a piece of paper doesn't just magically get scrambled. That's just common sense. So moving on here. The newspaper reports Trump won the county in 2016 with around 62% of the vote, compared with Hillary Clinton, who received 33%. Trump defeated Clinton by around 4,000 votes in the county, but on Wednesday, county election results showed Democrat Joe Biden leading the president by little more than 3,000 votes, with 98% of the precinct reporting. Officials did not check the results before they were posted. Later, Guy asked, how could Democrats take over this county? Guy's staff are currently looking back over the tapes, continuing the election results and recounting the numbers manually to make sure they're accurate. Tom McMillan, a former state lawmaker from Oakland County and a member of the State Board of Education, told Detroit Free Press that in his estimation, both Trump and James could each receive a net gain of 4,000 to 5,000 votes. Other candidates would also be affected if it goes much broader, potentially stretching over dozens of other counties. So how did this happen? Guy said she's working with the company that keeps the election equipment to find out. It could have also happened due to an unspecified human error. Now, journalists, state officials, and others are also questioning if this error occurred anywhere else. At the red state's Nick Arama pointed out that it seems why it happened, it just as important as recounting to make sure the problem hasn't been duplicated elsewhere. While it was obvious in Atrium, which flagged the problem, it might not be as obvious elsewhere. So first, let's just look at the different scenarios. If somehow this was a software glitch, it just seems unbelievable. We are in 2020. We have software that is capable of reliably driving a car on the highway. We're talking about technology that is over 30 years old. A ballot is essentially a Scantron. That's it. It's just like those Scantrons used to fill out in school where you just bubble shit in. You run it through a machine and it's able to identify the bubble that corresponds to which answer you put. You bubbled in the dark space next to Donald Trump. You bubbled in that circle next to Joe Biden. It's pretty simple. This would be very simple, easy, basic software. We have much more advanced software that works seamlessly, that works fine, that works without glitches and errors. And you mean to tell me you have software that has been around for seemingly 30 years. This is a technology that goes back 30 years. And you mean in 2020? I mean, computers of 1990 could have handled this. You mean to tell me that computers in 2020, software in 2020, couldn't handle identifying the dark bubble next to the name? It just seems unbelievable. So, moving on here. Update. Atrium County clerk in Michigan told me the election program it used has issues and the office is now reviewing 6,047 total votes. The source I spoke with said she believes 33 other counties use the program. And then, let's see. I mean, the article goes on. I don't know if it's in this article, but there was a follow-up on this exact story that went on and said that they had identified 47 counties that had used the same software. And look what we have right here. Trump did not lose in Atrium County in Michigan. It's now confirmed that 32 other counties, and like I said, there's a further update, and I will link it, where they actually have determined that there's 47 other counties that were using this same software. Use the same software in Atrium County. He will get 6,000 plus votes out of Atrium. What about the other counties with the same software? So, I mean, you can only imagine if you have 47 other counties with the same software and somehow there is this glitch. And keep in mind, there's been mixed, in this article alone, there is a mix of information. The first part says there is a software glitch. And then they also make mention that, well, no, the software was functioning properly, that the numbers were printed out and then somehow they were scrambled. In any event, it's not good. If somehow the software is glitchy in which it can't determine whether a vote is for Biden or Trump, or somehow it switches those, it's taking Trump votes and counting those as Biden votes, that's not good. And the later, if somehow the software is working correctly and it's printing everything out exactly as it should, and then mysteriously these numbers get scrambled, which, explain that to me. Without nefarious actions being involved, how do you print out ink on a piece of paper and then scramble and then have Trump votes be counted as Biden votes and Biden votes be counted as Trump votes? Explain that to me. Because I just don't see any other way that that would possibly be capable. The Federalist reported that the vote dump was the result of an alleged typo. An extra zero that, okay, this goes on right here. I skipped over some stuff. This right here is going on to explain the 138,000 vote spike all for Biden. So even though this error was founded reportedly by the Federalist Sean Davis after checking the New York Times website, Twitter censored the tweet. The Daily Wire's Matt Walsh also noted 138,339 vote dump, and Twitter users could neither like or share this information. First off, why the hell is Twitter censoring information that is accurate? This is true. Around 4 a.m. in the morning, there was a 138,000 vote spike for Biden. This happened. It's been recorded. You can just look at the graph on the website that officially tallies election ballots. And somehow Twitter, they don't like it. They don't. Any evidence that would suggest that in any way there was any improprieties that would lead to votes going for Biden that should have otherwise not? Twitter censors. So, right here, the Federalist reported that the vote dump was the result of an alleged typo, an extra zero that had been tacked on to Biden's vote total in Shiawassee County, Michigan. The error was only founded after Davis and other social media users noted how suspicious the vote totals looked. So if they added an extra zero, well, first off, I'm looking at this number. This isn't a clean 138,000. So are they claiming it's supposed to be a 13,800? Because that's not what this is. They have a very specific number here, 138,339. So this idea that, oops, I just typed in another zero. And first off, why the hell are votes not being just tallied up automatically by computers and then just automatically being reported? So in essence, what they're telling you is the computers are tallying up the votes, and then a person needs to either, I guess, type up something in an email and send it to the reporting, or write it down. And they look at the number, and somehow they just add an extra digit on the end. Oops, accidentally. There you go. Now we have an extra 100,000. So the next question that needs to be asked was this corrected? I mean, when we saw this giant vote dump for Biden, I don't remember seeing these numbers be adjusted. So if what they're claiming is true, this 138,000 votes, essentially for Biden, was really 13,800 votes, that's a difference of what? 100 and seemingly what, over about 120,000 votes? It's a pretty big difference. Right now, Biden leads Trump by, I believe, about 140,000 votes in Michigan. And if they're saying 120,000 of these votes were, oops, accidentally reporting error, I mean, that makes a huge difference. That tightens the race tremendously. So there needs to be an investigation into all of this. There needs to be an investigation into if this so-called error, number one, if it in fact was an error. We got to find out the culprit of that. And then secondly, what happened in Atrium County, did it happen in all these other counties as well, where there's other software glitches, or where they had printed out the vote tallies and then the numbers got mysteriously scrambled? Did this happen in other places as well? So in order for us to have a fair election where we can have confidence that whoever is declared the winner actually got more legal, valid votes, then this needs to happen. Otherwise, we will have no confidence in our election, and it will destroy this country. Whoever wins, I think you guys know which side I'm on. But if somehow Biden wins, just make sure that he legitimately got more votes. We should at least have confidence in our elections. We should be able to have investigations. And that's why it's really upsetting where you see what's happening in Pennsylvania, where Democrats are trying to fight the GOP because courts have ruled that the GOP should be able to have Republican ballot watchers observing the vote tallies. And Democrats are fighting this. And please explain to me why they would fight this. With good intentions, if you know you in fact won in a state, watching votes be tallied doesn't change the tally of the votes. You're just watching. So if they don't allow you to observe, you can guess as to why that, as to what reason they have for not letting you watch. Anyway, that's my video. Hope you like it. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe, and I will see you all next time.